The video you guys got about locks this week was never supposed to happen. If you haven't watched that video about how to clean Louis Vuitton locks, go check it out. I'll link it below in the description, but it was supposed to be this bag. I worked on this bag for like 3 days. It's looking pretty good, but let me show you what happened. I realized that the leather was so hard. It was brittle in places, and look at this. You're gonna see in the video when it just snaps off. And then this is actually, I'm recording this before I record the second half of the video because I was able to get away and travel today to a place where I could get some leather to give this a proper fix. I do have some different ideas about how to fix this, but I'm going to be doing a leather repair in today's video, and so enjoy. Now, the video that you were supposed to get like 2 or 3 days ago, before I literally broke the bag. How do you break a bag? Well, you'll see. It is day 3 here on the channel of the Klean Kickz challenge. Guys, Klean Kickz has reached out and challenged me to clean and rehab a vintage Louis Vuitton bag every single day for a week straight, because they are so confident that their Klean Kickz tool will cut down my cleaning time that substantially. They said if I can get it done, if I can clean 7 bags in 7 days, they'll pay for the bags. So thank you, Klean Kickz, for the bags, because we are absolutely gonna make that happen. And today we have a really unique bag, maybe one that you have not yet seen. Of course, we'll be using their tool, their cleaner, their cloth, and making this thing look as close to brand new as I can. Throughout the video, you guys are going to see how I utilize this tool, not only on the canvas, on the leather, but also on the hardware. When you decide you too need this tool and can't live without it, guys, check the link in the description as well as the pinned comment. Use code Rachel20, and they have also gifted you guys 20% off the entire Klean Kickz kit. This style by Louis Vuitton is called the randonnée, but we're not French, so should we say randonnée? I don't know. That's probably the last time you're gonna hear me refer to the name of this bag, because it's so difficult to pronounce and we're not French. And what would you say, randonnée? Randonnée, maybe? Okay, randonnée. Maybe I'll pronounce it that way. It looks to sell on average around $200, $250 in good condition over on eBay, though some sites have it for $500 or more. We're gonna take a peek at this one that I got in a damaged and destroyed lot. So paid around $50 for this bag if you were to average things out. And I think that I got a pretty good deal, because it really doesn't look like it needs that much work. But we are really going to go inside and out on this bag and rehab it. So let's see exactly what we're working with. Obviously, one of the very first things I noticed when I picked this bag up is it doesn't run through this strap. And I thought maybe there was something wrong with this strap, but no, literally someone just took the strap apart here and didn't run it back through here. So hopefully that's not the sole reason why they junked it. It looks like it could be, maybe it's no, it's not missing a rivet there. That's still intact, although it does go all the way through. Might have a little bit of work to do there. I'm just not seeing a ton of work. Obviously the bag is dirty. The strap looks to be in pretty good condition overall. I would say the first thing I'm gonna do is condition the leather, because it is dry. It is a little brittle in some sections, and I don't want it to crack worse. The canvas itself is in really nice condition. It needs to be cleaned, but I know that Klean Kickz is gonna make the fastest work of that. And I always use their 100% organic and plant-based cleaner for my Louis Vuitton canvas. So that's gonna happen in no time. So let's check out the inside. Maybe we have a bit more work to do in here. Honestly, inside, it looks like it's pretty good. I think that this is the type of bag that we'll be able to turn inside out and work on it that way. I am seeing the date code where I should be seeing the date code on this strap here. Now, if you ever find one that has the little, it's not really like a pouchette, it's like a little zipper pouch that snaps into here, bingo, because they never have those. They're like never there. Was this vachetta possibly replaced, or is it just in that good a condition because it's inside? Because that is not in as good a condition, but this is really, really spectacular condition on both sides here. The hardware, let's make sure the snaps are snapping. Yeah, they do. So yeah, I think we've got another really good looking bag here. The brass hardware is in good condition, but you know, all of those scratches and things, I'm gonna try to buff them. I'm gonna try to get that shiny. I would say the dirtiest hardware is like this little brad piece here in the front. Yeah, the leather though really needs to be deep conditioned. We're gonna save this bag. We're gonna put it back together. It's gonna be drawstring once again. It will not be a flat mess like this. We're gonna turn it into what it should be. It will be a usable bag. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this one or sell it. Comment now and then comment again at the end if I should keep or sell it. As promised, I'm gonna kick things off with a little leather CPR. This product is safe for your skin, is why I love it so much. Because I can actually give the bag a massage, which is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, this leather is filthy. It needs to be washed, but it is also pretty old leather, and I don't know the last time it was conditioned. You can see visible cracking already, so I'm gonna condition it before I put any type of product on it that could potentially dry it out worse. This is soaking in so fast. Oh my gosh, this leather is absolutely parched. I have not actually seen leather this dry in quite a while. Now this Louis Vuitton Vachetta leather is untreated, uncoated. It doesn't have like any type of a stain or anything like that on it. It's a glove tanned leather. And this will change the color of your leather, especially if it is a very light Vachetta. So be careful with that. But the leather is already, the color's already been changed on this leather. It's already been compromised by age, by sunlight, by the oils on skin. Whatever this bag has been exposed to has already compromised the color of this leather. It already has that nice honey patina. Love it or hate it. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I like a honey patina on Louis Vuitton, but I'm not really worried about changing the color of this. If anything, we may actually lighten it because I saw how dirty the leather was here. So we may, by removing some of the dirt, actually lighten this leather up a bit. But I may go through quite a bit of this leather CPR. This is going to take a little while. I'm just going through every little nook and cranny throughout this bag, everywhere I can reach, and ensuring that there is leather conditioner on it. I am using so much of this. It's crazy because I'm putting this leather conditioner on just to clean the leather in a little while, but if it's not conditioned, all we'll do is crack and break the leather. And a broken strap on a bag like this, tell me where I would get this long strap. Where would I ever find this strap again? You're not going to. So ensure that your leather is conditioned as it should be before you start any type of a cleaning process. Before you start bringing in brushes and things, use your hands and just give it a good massage. A suede brush will work just fine. If you didn't have one of these, you could use like a horsehair brush or something. I'm just going, the mission here is just to brush the corners to where there's no lint, there's no debris or anything. Now that the bag is inside out and I have brushed all the loose debris off, I come in with my Klean Kickz tool, some water, and the Klean Kickz cleanser, and I am just scrubbing the inside of this bag. This canvas, the inside of it is like military grade. Trust me, it can withstand this, and if it's a used bag, it's probably a good idea to do this. I will tell you, a little cleanser goes a long way. That's why you don't see me pumping on more cleanser. I am just dipping the tool into water in between, and you can see it almost just rejuvenates the cleanser that is already in this canvas. It is a nice light scent also. I've compared it in the past to like rose petals. And talking about the cleanser a little bit goes a long way. I have cleaned over 30 bags with one bottle of this cleanser. I'm actually just now running out, and I am in need of some more cleanser, but don't worry because your cleanser is going to go even further. Klean Kickz heard our plea for additional cleanser for cleaning these large purses, and they created a Purse Paradise bundle over on their website where you not only get the tool and the 2 brush heads, you get 2 additional brush heads so you can clean multiple purses and have those brushes drying and cleaning out. And then you you also get a second bottle of their cleaner, and you get a second microfiber cloth. So basically you get double all of the supplies plus the tool, and it's an outstanding price. So thanks to our friends over at Klean Kickz for putting together that kit. I did say in a previous video this week that I thought that they should offer a bedazzled tool. Like, imagine if this Klean Kickz motorized tool was covered in rhinestones, and they said they would just lose it if I did that. So stay tuned and be sure that you check out tomorrow's video, because if you're thinking I did what you're thinking that I did, you're probably right, and you guys don't want to miss it, because I took that as a personal challenge, and yes, I bedazzled it. I'm going to show it in tomorrow's video. Now the purse bundle does not come with a bedazzled tool, but who's to say that you couldn't get your own rhinestones from Hobby Lobby and bedazzle it once it comes in? When you see mine, you may want to do just that. But I am going to continue to just clean the inside canvas of this bag until everything looks squeaky clean. Why clean one spot when I can clean the entire bag, right? Who do you see cleaning Louis Vuitton bags more thoroughly than this on YouTube? Nobody. That's who. So if you agree, please hit that subscribe. Let me know, let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job cleaning bags and teaching people how to clean bags here on the channel. It really helps out a small channel like mine more than you know when you like a video, when you share a video, when you subscribe, leave a comment. I read every single comment, guys. I try to respond to as many as possible, and I definitely read every single one of them though. That spot looks a lot better. Let's get just a little bit more water on here, clean up the leather patch around the hardware, and then we're going to actually start shining up the hardware inside that nobody's ever going to see, but we will know whether or not it's shining. First thing is first, we're going to take some Brasso metal polish, give it a shake. Have a Q-tip here, one of my favorite cleaning tools ever. Why? Because it's simple and it works. Get some Brasso on the Q-tip and just apply it. We'll let that sit and do its work for about, it honestly doesn't take long. I would say I'll let this sit for 30 seconds, maybe a minute if it's very, very bad. This is not very, very bad. It's just dingy brass. So yeah, 30, 45 seconds, and then we'll come and start polishing and working on this. All right, it's already very shiny just from the Brasso, but I'm gonna take my pink microfiber cloth here, ensure that we get as much of it as we can. We still want to leave a little bit of Brasso on there, and then come in with the Dremel tool. My favorite thing about this is how lightweight and cordless it is. Word of caution though, I'm going to be holding underneath here. This is going to get hot on the underside. See, I can turn this upside down, and a typical Dremel or a corded Dremel or rotary tool, I'm not going to be able to do that. This thing can be so precise. Dremel Light, I think I paid like 50 bucks for it at Walmart. The metal is just now starting to get a little bit warm. But I can work all the way into the little crevices, all the way around. I should have kept one of the buttons looking janky so you guys could see the difference. Look, I could see myself in that. Look. Hi, can you see me? Did I turn this into a mirror finish or what? This was with just the Brasso. So enough of the Brasso alone will do that. No, it will not. That is brand new looking. She looks sparkly. All right, let's go ahead and shine this one up now too. I am seriously so pleased and impressed with how clean the inside of this bag is now. It still has a little bit of drying to do to lighten up a bit, but if you're not cleaning the inside of your bags like this, what are you even doing? Let's go ahead and turn this back right side out again. All right, let's clean this little piece of hardware. For some reason, it's flattened on this one side. I'm not really sure what type of injury it actually received that made it flat on that side. All right, that piece looks spectacular. This piece looks great. I think we can go ahead and put this back together. Well, actually, before I put it back together, I guess we need to clean this. I want to do my first cleaning of this leather with the leather CPR. We put a little bit of leather CPR on just to saturate and moisturize the leather, but now I'm going to come in with my Klean Kickz tool and leather CPR and actually go to work cleaning this leather. This might take a little while, but I can assure you it would take a lot longer if I did not have this tool. I'm trying to really get this leather CPR to penetrate the leather here. Let's see what we can accomplish with this Louis Vuitton leather. Look at how discolored this brush is now. All right, I'm going to take a water wipe. I use the Huggies 99% pure water wipes. And I actually switch hands here. My Meta glasses are charging, so I'm using my phone. Wow. That was some dirty leather. Still trying to be as gentle as we can be. Whew. All right. Just going to keep cleaning the leather and then not letting this sit there, actually wiping it off, blotting it off, getting this leather clean again. Look at the difference. It's going to look so nice. This is from cleaning this one centerpiece. Like, my water's not even usable anymore. This is from cleaning that one centerpiece. Yikes. Stripes. Fruit stripe gum. I am very interested to see if we can even out the tone of this leather piece. Gosh, that is so dry. I have to be really careful not to make those cracks worse. But let's just see what we can do to this leather piece. I proceeded to just clean the entire bag this way, all 3 leather panels in the front, all 3 on the back, the straps, everything. I'm going to save you guys from watching me do all of that, but this brown residue just continued to come off, and Louis Vuitton does not dye the vachetta leather, so it's interesting. While the leather dries, I'm going to clean the canvas itself. And to do that, I'm actually going to get a new batch of water. Look at that. That is from cleaning the leather. That's so gross. So let's go ahead and wipe this out. And I use filtered water. I'm going to get some more filtered water in this. All right, I got the canvas completely clean. And here is the water afterwards. After cleaning what looked like clean canvas. And then these are the towels from wiping everything that I got off the canvas off. So it wasn't so clean, was it? And I just cannot get over, I can't get over everything that came off of the leather. That and all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She was a dirty bag, you guys. A dirty bag. This is the point that everything just went south, guys. I was polishing up the leather here. I knew that it was still a little dry, so I was giving it one more coat of leather CPR. And look at this. This just completely cracked off while I was trying to hydrate it more. I have used nothing but leather conditioner on this leather, and it broke. And I was thinking, okay, this is hard as a rock. You could knock on this leather at this point, guys. And I thought maybe I could glue that. Maybe I could fix it. I decided to put some Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. I never know if I'm saying that right. But I decided to put that product on this. Essentially just because I've seen people revitalize really dry and damaged boots with it. So I started trying to put that on, and I actually applied quite a bit to this bag, as you'll see. Now, this product is actually a blend of 3 different types of oil. It's a coconut oil, a lanolin, and well, actually beeswax. So it's going to have a protective coating with that wax. And at this point, it was the only thing that was making this leather even flexible. It somehow just got more dry the more conditioner I applied to it. This bag is definitely the most difficult one I've ever worked on, and I just couldn't help but wonder, how am I going to repair that tear in the strap? I was hoping I may be able to salvage this thing. It's still pretty hard. After I applied the oil, it's a lot looser, it's more flexible, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to count on this as a repair, especially since the drawstring cinches everything in. So I headed over to Hobby Lobby. It's my best option, and you guys know I'm all about working with what you have, and I have Hobby Lobby. That's all we have. So these are leather remnants. This entire bag, $7, guys. It's 2 pounds of leather remnants. I feel like there's enough pieces in here for me to do 100 bags. Little handles and things that pop off of bags. I don't want this whole thing to come out, but I guess here we go. Look at all this leather, guys, for $6 and what did I say? $6.99 for $7. There are even a few red pieces in here. Okay, I thought there was more red than that, but that's fine. Look at all of this. I honestly don't need that big of a piece right now. I want to go with something that was probably pretty close to the original shade. I mean, okay, if you go to Hobby Lobby and you get a piece of leather on the rack, it's like $7 for a piece this size. This isn't cut square, it's just a remnant, but why wouldn't you just get this for $7, this pack of 2 pounds of leather pieces? So yeah, definitely check this out as an option. But yeah, I'm gonna try to, this has a lot higher, like a smoother suede to it. I'm just looking for a piece. Oh, there's another piece of red. I'm looking for a piece of leather that might have closely duplicated. Look how big this piece is. Might have closely duplicated what the original Vachetta leather was. This is all going to get dyed, guys, because I have no other option. I have to replace this piece of leather. It's so mismatch anyway, so we're about to cross that bridge. But let's pick out the perfect piece of leather first. Like this one I feel like is too soft. This is pretty rigid. This one may be a contender. This is kind of rigid too. This is almost the same thing. All right, we're going to go with this piece here. And you can see I don't need very much of it. I literally need a little more than this amount. And we're going to create then a little piece of leather, and I'm going to sew it onto here. So I'm gonna have to probably pick up this stitching and then sew the piece of leather underneath. I'm not even sure. That's on top, so I could try to sew it on the back. Let's cut this out first and then we'll figure it out. I also wanted to go get some leather because the Dunabe bag, I think that's how you pronounce it, that I did the other day, there were several people, okay, 2 people who called me out, and you guys were right, honestly. The repair that I did on that, I don't know if it's going to last once I get several items inside that bag. So it needs a new piece of leather also. So I needed to get this leather for a few different reasons and for a few different bags. Let's see if this is going to cut. Oh, it did. Good. Yeah, I honestly think this shouldn't be extremely difficult. And to be honest with you, wouldn't it be cool if I did some neat shape and replaced eventually every one of these? I think you could do that and it would look really cool because there are several of them that are Like these two look pretty good, but this one in the back, look at this. That's only a matter of time. So I think that the repair we're going to do today could eventually be done all around this entire bag to save it. But you guys see the direction I'm going here, right? Let's just see. We need a little extra. I'm going to cut it off to about here. You like my precise measuring, right? About here. And I think that I should be able to sew this on there. I'm just going to sew it on. We'll cut it off straight then. And once everything's dyed, hopefully it'll blend in quite a bit better. It's about here. And I got a special tool for this. Check this thing out. This is a diamond stitching chisel. It was only $4, also at Hobby Lobby. You guys are starting to see I have kind of limited resources when it comes to getting leather supplies. But this, you place this where you need to make stitches, and then you're going to hammer it. And I have this little leather tool hammer. You hammer it into place, and it's going to poke holes, perfect holes, spaced exactly how far apart you need them to be. Okay, I shouldn't need any more of that leather, but I have plenty of leather now if I mess up. Hopefully I don't mess up, because this video is already several days behind where it should have been. We'll put the cutting board here. Go ahead and position a piece of leather. And is this, I didn't think about the fact that I could just use this as a measuring. I think that's pretty good though. Okay, let's go ahead and put that there. Look at that! It just went straight through the leather, and now we have equal size holes, and then I can line the next one up because I was one stitch shy. Oh my gosh, coolest tool ever. I love it. Alright, but I need the same holes to exist over here. I think I got them. Let's go. Now we should be good to go ahead and stitch this onto here. And I could always cut this off further if I need to. I got these basic stitching needles. They were sold over in the leather department, so I think they're good for leather. And then I found this is actually an upholstery thread, because I keep saying over and over again, I wish the thread was thicker. I wish the thread was thicker. You guys hear me say that a lot in the Louis Vuitton repairs. And this is a really thick thread. So I think that this is going to be better. Alright y'all, that was not fun. I am proud of myself that I did it, okay? That's what we're going to say about that. That was really hard to sew on. I'm sure there's probably 100 better ways to do it than what I did. But this purse is going to function when we are done, and that is the goal. Oh no, I got rhinestones on my scissors there. I want this to still cover that broken leather. All right. There we go. There we go. That looks better. Let's dye this leather black. Do I know what I'm doing dyeing this leather black? Yes, I think I know a little bit more about dyeing leather than I do trying to sew leather, but you know what? Picasso had to paint his first painting one day. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, everyone had a first day of doing something. So I will count that as my first day repair. This bag is probably going to see some further customizations later here on the channel. So be sure you're subscribed, because I know you don't want to miss that. Let's dye this black. Here we go then. I have some Rit dye and these wool daubers. Y'all already know I got these from Hobby Lobby too. I am trying to keep the doors open over at Hobby Lobby. But when you can get this many of them for $1.49 in store, that is an internet only price. You know what I mean? I had to smell that. Alright, so Hobby Lobby, Rit black dye. I got this from Walmart. It was like $3 and change, I think. I don't know. I'm going to try not to dye the countertops Should I lay down a tarp? Yes, probably. I can figure this out. All right, so we're just gonna put the dauber down in here. Let's see what happens. Let's check it right here on the front of the bag. Oh no, nothing's happening. Okay, I did put that oil on there. Ooh, I mean nothing. Look, it's not even trying to dye. Okay, it's probably because of all that oil that I put on it. Dadgummit. If I have to run prepper and deglazer over this, I just don't think it's going to be good because this leather is so dry. At this point, this leather's getting to be black one way or another. I just want to see, like, should I use prepper and deglazer over this whole thing? Is this going to work? How much time is it going to take? Is it going to dry it out too much? Or should I just paint it with the Angelus paint at this point? One way or another, it's going to be black. So I just think I might have to paint it. It's ultra dry now in that spot. Let's see if it takes any dye now. No, it's still just like kind of pilling up on top of it. I mean, it's doing better than it was, but oh mercy, y'all. But to be fair, this isn't a leather dye either. Isn't my fault for just getting RIT dye. That's what they had. I think sometimes people just think small towns have access to everything. We don't have access to anything, y'all. We have to order so many things online. This is not working. It's gonna get painted. We're about to just paint the whole thing. It is gonna look pretty black though, but it's gonna be paint. It's gonna have to be painted, which is gonna be hours. It is going to take so long to paint this. Oh my gosh. Okay, we remember on the duffel that had pink trim on it, it took probably 5 hours to paint that. I don't think black is going to be as hard, but you know, nothing to do but to put some paint on it. Let's figure it out, right? I have this pouring medium apple barrel mixed with Angelus black paint just to make it thin enough that it'll go a longer way and it'll stay flexible where it needs to stay flexible. Oh, y'all. Let's see how many hours this takes. If I could get this painted inside of an hour, that would rock my socks off. If for some reason this paint doesn't want to stick to the leather because of the oil, we're really going to be in trouble. Like, I just realized maybe I should do prepper and deglazer across the whole thing. But it just, this leather is, y'all have no idea how dry it is. I'm going to see if the paint will stick without doing that. This is covering instantly a lot more than the magenta did, so I don't think it's going to take as long as painting the magenta did. Fingers crossed, next time y'all see it, it's going to be black. You guys know it's time to take a look at the before, and I honestly am not even sure where to do the before. Do I go to the before, like before I broke the bag, or should that be the before? This is what it looked like fresh out of the box, fresh out of the package from Japan, and I knew the leather was dry, but I honestly had no idea that in the next 2 days I was going to actually break a purse. Guys, that has never happened to me in my life, and I hope y'all see and appreciate that. I could have put this thing in the back room. We could have never talked about this purse. I could have never brought it up, never showed you guys where I messed up while I was repairing this bag. But you know what? Mistakes like that are going to happen. And if you're following the tips and tricks on this channel, in my videos, in all of the ways that I try to show you how to repair your own bags, you're probably going to come up on some hiccups too. You're going to come upon some things that, man, I wish that had turned out better. And everything is figure outable. I should just put that on a sticker. Everything is figure outable. So if things go wrong, figure it out. You can still work around it, because that's what we did with this bag. And here is the after. And here is the after. Boy, didn't we come a long way with this bag. I only thought I was keeping that original color scheme, and it took a long time to get here, you guys. I have never worked on a bag this long. It took me most of this week to work on this bag. I think that the black paint absolutely brought that leather back to life. I'm glad that we got to keep the original monogram. Here's the repair, the strap. I think it blends in really nicely, especially after everything was painted black. And most importantly, it brings the functionality back to the bag. You can use this bag again. That being said, I'm not quite ready to use it. I think that I have some really cool repairs in mind for this bag, and I do think it's one that I may end up offering up for sale. Lots of people have asked, when are you going to start selling the bags? When are you going to start offering repair services? It's all in the works, guys, eventually. But as you can tell in this video, I'm still figuring out a lot of things myself and just sharing with you guys as I go. So if you like this video, please like this video, consider subscribing, and share it with someone who you think would also enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.